In today's video, Tony Ferguson reveals his next potential opponent after Paddy Pimblett fight. Mike Perry confirms he's still ready to replace Logan Paul or Dillon Danis. Yoel Romero gets honest on Israel Adesanya's UFC 293 loss. Dana White continues to take shots at Showtime CEO. Joe Rogan urges UFC to cut ties with USADA. And Matt Frevola reacts to Paddy Pimblett-Tony Ferguson matchup. In a recent interview with ESPN MMA, Tony Ferguson discussed his recently announced fight against Paddy Pimblett. Despite being past his prime, Ferguson stated that he does not intend to retire anytime soon, and that he's even got a big post-UFC 296 plan in mind. Tony also revealed that if he beats Paddy, he wants to take on Conor McGregor next.
I have nothing against the kid, Patrick seems like a pretty legit dude, and he gets pretty big. His stand-up's okay, but his ground game's a lot better. I'm gonna be real. I love fighting internationals. This is cool. I love it. Going after Khabib for a long time and going after McNuggets. This is about as close as it's gonna get for right now. So as soon as we get through this dude, we'll go after Conor. Get signed on the dotted line and get through USADA. It never fazed me to want to retire. I don't want to retire. It's not in my thought process. It's not about getting cut. It's not about doing all this stuff. It's about competing. And what I did was I started competing without, one, having fun, and two, really giving 100% into my training. And I thought I did. But that means that I have to be coachable. I have to become a student again. I have to ask for help. And that's really hard, especially when people think that you're a Superman, that you gotta go and you gotta do all this stuff.
Mike Perry says that he's ready to step in to fight Logan Paul or Dillon Danis on October 14th in case someone pulls out of the fight.
All right, so last minute this week, still no flight info, but I gotta get physical, MRI, MRA, blood work, eye exam. I gotta get all these things ready, so I'm prepared to fight on the 14th. Before I go this week, I have to get all this medical stuff done. I have to figure out which flights and hotels I have to buy for which teammates. Still all last minute. Let's hope I step in the ring.
During a recent appearance on the Overdogs podcast, Yoel Romero weighed in on Israel Adesanya's loss to Sean Strickland at UFC 293. When there, he suggested that being stopped by Alex Pereira at UFC 281 may have contributed to Adesanya's recent loss to Strickland. Romero also stated that the rematch will look much different if Izzy takes some time off to recover from such an active streak.
What I think is right now, when you have a fight and you take it the damage where you like the Oliver Alex, they make it easy. Now Easy have a little problem, not too much. That's what I thinking. Now he's scared a little bit. He needs to more recover. Yeah, he needs more time for recovery. Maybe he have more time for recovery. That the fight is more different. Believe me, it's more different. You need to take a time because now only one jab, very good, very hard, and good jab here. The ball go down.
Dana White has taken another shot at Showtime CEO Stephen Espinoza. After recent comments by Espinoza regarding the UFC, White hit back and questioned the production quality of Showtime. Now, he's used a one championship blunder to tease Espinoza once again. Dana White commented, Espinoza has taken over the production for ONE FC. Joe Rogan has voiced his concerns with USADA and wants the UFC to part ways with the anti-doping agency as soon as possible. He revealed this during a recent episode of his podcast in which he stated that the UFC should instead do in-house testing for their employees. He said, "There's a 6-month period USADA has to test them, the fighters, randomly," which I think the USADA thing is a mistake. I really think they should do all that in-house because USADA does stuff like, well, they don't do it anymore, but they were doing stuff like waking guys up at 6:30 in the morning, like the day of the weigh-ins, and testing them. It was insane. I do, too, think fighters should be able to take testosterone. With testosterone, you can take a guy who's an older athlete, who has an older mind, who thinks like a veteran, like they really understand the game, because a lot of those guys, by the time they get to that certain age, they think really well. They understand the game better, they're more mature, but their body just doesn't work the same anymore. A lot of people have it in their head that it's cheating, right? But if you're intelligent about it, and if you do it with a good doctor, and you get your blood work done, and you don't abuse it, it's very good for you. It would be good with fighters if the UFC administered it. You cannot administer it on your own. They have to randomly test you to make sure you're not off and doing something crazy. But this is the amount you get. Let's make sure that your blood work stays within this very normal, so you're not cheating, you're just maintaining. UFC lightweight Matt Frevola has been calling for a fight against Paddy Pimblett for some time now. However, the UFC have decided to make a Tony Ferguson vs. Paddy fight instead. Now, in an interview with Chris Weidman on MMA on SiriusXM, Frevola reacted to being ducked by Pimblett and shared his honest opinion on the Ferguson-Pimblett matchup.
You know, he took the easy way out, and that's what it comes down to. You know, I'm sure he must have had the option to either fight me or fight Tony Ferguson, and he chose to fight a guy on a 6-fight losing streak who's, 40 years old. You know, what I'm like thinking about now is, like 3 years ago, I would have never thought that there would be a time where somebody would duck a fight with me to fight Tony Ferguson, which is like crazy for me to even.
Crazy.
I think Tony is just past his prime. I think that maybe him cutting all that weight to 155, he looks slower, he looks weaker, and that's that it's just that's father time, winning, and but we'll see what happens. I would love for Tony to go out there and just, end the Paddy hype, and then, we could just put that, just know that Paddy's a fraud. He's not one of the best fighters in the world, and then I could put that chapter to bed and keep fighting the best fighters in the world.
And here are the top 3 memes found on the internet. Third place was found over Instagram and was posted by a user named Coctagon News. Our second place meme was found over Facebook and was posted by a user named Robert. And the number 1 meme was found over Twitter and was posted by a user named Dana Black.
Thanks for watching. If you like the content, smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe to stay in the talk.